Good morning, friends, and welcome. Let's start with a prayer together. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, friend, beloved God, great gurus, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Laima Shaya, Swami Shri Yukteswarji, beloved Master Paramhansa Yogananda ji, saints of all religions, we bow at thy feet. Bless our class today with thy divine presence, thy touch of light and joy within our hearts, our minds, our souls. Om Shanti Shanti. We'll hear a song sung by Swamiji, and then an excerpt we'll see of a video of Swamiji on this topic of deepening your meditation. Welcome, everybody.
Listen, listen, whispering within your soul, hints of laughter, hints of joy, sweet songs of sadness, of quenchless yearning for the light, for my love, your true home. Long your heart has played the dance, long you've toyed with merest shadows of the treasures left behind you, deep in your soul. Long you plumbed the dark for answers, long you've begged from beggars' empty hands, gifts of life they too were seeking, gifts none could share. Friend, how long will you wander? Friend, as long as you seek your home in a land where all are strangers, love locks her door. Leave to the weak his craven life, to the coward leave his dreaming. Oh, my saint, wake up, reclaim the light, seek the truth behind all seeming. Leave to the weak his craven life, to the coward leave his dreaming. Oh, my saint, wake up, reclaim the light, seek the truth behind all seeming. Turn, turn, turn within, in silence of soul, in cave of love, find my abode. Listen, listen, whispering within your soul, hints of laughter, hints of joy, sweet songs of sadness, of quenchless yearning for the light, for my love, your true home.
Sitting in the lotus pose is fine if you're young, but what if you're old? I couldn't begin to get into it myself. Of course, I'm a Westerner and I'm accustomed to sitting in chairs. But you must sort of take into account, what is this all about? You have to learn to, Patanjali is Ashtanga Yoga begins with Yam, Niyama, Asana. Asana has been taken as the beginning point for creating the whole system of Hatha Yoga. But all that Patanjali really meant was to be able to sit in one place with a still body and a straight spine so that you can forget your body. You won't be able to forget your body if you're always moving around. So if you can have your spine straight, that will enable you to relax the energy and bring it up the spine. If you sit firm and don't move, you can say that you have accomplished asana when you are able to sit for 3 hours without moving, or even 1 hour without moving. And many people, when they meditate, they fidget around. They must learn that asana is essential for meditation. You can't get beyond consciousness, body consciousness, as long as your body is not fixed and firm. So asana is very important. Then when you sit there, it would help you to have a meditation room where you only meditate, and that means don't do any talking there.
Good morning again, everyone. This is a very important topic of stillness and depth in meditation. And we can gain a lot from watching videos like this of Swamiji. I mean, this video will be posted on the chat just in a few minutes after this talk. And also coming to reviews, going to the long meditations, being with others who are deeper than you are along on the spiritual path, studying the lessons again, asking your questions, being checked in your practices of Hangsa, Om, Kriya. All of these things will help you to go deeper. Don't go for a long time without being checked by someone, your teacher, your advisor. You can get into many mistakes that way, and also you may not be going deep. So we're talking today about depth, not staying on the surface, not fidgeting, as Swamiji has said and shown so in a funny way. So I want to start, first of all, by saying the first thing that's needed is having time. You need to carve out the time to meditate a little longer. And if you can do 5 minutes more a day or 15 minutes more a day, or depending on how long you're meditating, have a good solid amount of time to meditate. And then once a week, have a longer than that meditation. It could be a half hour longer, an hour longer, 2 hours longer, however long you can do it, but don't always go for the minimum. And to be able to meditate deeply, you're going to need time to work on that. And so it's not rushing in from work, rushing out to go to work and having 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there. It's really taking the time. And I remember when I was new on the path, I heard Master said once a week to have a long meditation. And so when I got up on Saturday mornings, my day off from my job, I would, from whatever time that was, typically around 6 o'clock or something, I would go till noon. And I couldn't meditate well then, but I had a harmonium and I would chant, then I'd meditate, then I'd study the Raja Yoga book for a little while, then I would pray, then I would chant, and I did postures. Of course, I energized. And I just spent that time spiritually. And that really grounded me in the path, not starting with short, but long, 1 day a week, carve out 3 hours, a morning or an evening or a whole day or whatever you're able to do. And I would say a good rule of thumb, especially I was saying this to the meditation groups in a Zoom call recently, talk less and meditate more. Now that's for everybody, not just meditation group. Just pull back a little bit. If you're always agitated and talking and involved in socializing and going out and meeting the friends and going to the mall, and it rattles your nervous system. Then you say, now I'm going to meditate. Well, you're going to have a hard time. So just pull back from your social engagements, whichever ones you can. You can't do all of them, and pull back from what you're watching, the news you're watching, the shows, TV shows, the social media. Just pull back some. It's gonna all go away. It's all gonna go away, and people are just putting all their time into that. That's what my whole life is about. Well, it's not what life is about. So just pull back a little bit, step by step. And how do you pull back with joy? Is you meditate more. And I remember a time when I just said, I'm just gonna do more meditation. And I looked at how I used my time. It was totally thrown away, most of it. And I carved out time over there and I put it in my sadhana time. And then I just thought I want to feel in meditation. I want to go deeper. I want to feel joy. I want to feel God's presence. I want to feel. I don't want to just sit there wondering what's going on. And when I really wanted to do that, I cut out a lot of things and I just said, my meditation is the most important thing in my life, not just in my day, in my life. And God can take this life away at any moment. So I'm putting this first. Seek ye first the kingdom of God. It says in the Bible, and all these things will be added, not last, not second, not fifth, first. So just you have to get to the point for depth where you just say, I'm going for it. I'm going to put this time in. I'm going to use the techniques. I'm going to the long meditations. I'm going to go to Kriya. I'm going to watch the videos. I'm going to do it. And then you find that you just naturally start going deep. It's not a forceful thing. It's not, you have to hit yourself over the head to go deep. You just start just floating. But what am I saying? You have to want it. The second thing I'll bring up around the practices is to get the body fit. The body must be fit for self-realization. Master said, body, mind must be ready. And he said, the body is like, it's like a 50-watt bulb, a light bulb, and you're trying to introduce all this Shakti into that. It's just going to break. He said, you've got to have the strength in your body. And for that, he's given us energization. Master drew those practices, those exercises from God, from the ether. And so with energization, we just had a wonderful class review in Gurgaon this past weekend. And we went through why we do it, how you do it, when you do it, what do you do. I would say get into somebody's review where you can really go into that and put yourself into this challenge. We put ourselves in that challenge. Why go, we says 3 to 5. Everybody goes 3, maybe 2 times for each exercise. And we said, let's do 5. Why don't we do 5? Really go for it. And why not do energization 100% rather than 50%, 40, 30? I'm not really paying attention. Why not try for even a day, a week, a month? We're trying a month, a 100%. I'm focused on drawing the energy in, moving it to the body cells, charging the body battery, getting my body stronger, and doing each one 5 times. And some you can do more than 5 times. It depends. And why not try energization? And we're talking about going deep in meditation. If your body's stressed, your neck hurts, your back is out, everything is going wrong. And if the body's out, the mind is racing and you're completely stressed out. You need to dump the body, dump the stress, dump all of that that's holding the blockages, holding you back. Energization is the best thing I would say you can do to get rid of the tensions and the stresses and the obstacles and the blocks and the low energy and fogginess in the body and everything that's going wrong. Energize 100%. Try that. See if it doesn't help you. And then also doing the pranayam, inhaling. You can do it with me. Tense your body, vibrate. Exhale. Dumping the body. Tense. Vibrate the whole body. Tense with will. Relax. Feel the flow of the energy. So before you start your practices, sit down, tense the body, relax, tense, relax till you feel you're relaxed. And then the next part, magnetizing the spine. So then we have yoga postures. Fabulous. I do some every day to just stretch the body, open the spinal channels. And then, of course, for Kriya Bonds, we have Mahamudra, which is the great mudra, really pumping in, opening the spine and pumping in the energy flows, the prana through life force, through the body, through the spine, and then through the nervous system, into the whole body, into your brain. It's fabulous. Try doing a little bit more, especially the day that you have the free day that you're putting more time into your sadhana. Then go into the practices of Hangsa in the spine and Kriya and just really make your spine a big, strong magnet. And it will redirect the energy that's flowing out to the senses. It will cut the sense telephones, as Master said. As you make the spine into a magnet and the chakras and energy goes in, then you don't fidget. You can sit still, but you have to do it. Do a little bit more of each of these practices. And then the next part is to draw that energy up to the magnet of the spiritual eye and sit there after your meditation practices, after these preparation practices. Sit and really just sit a long time. Don't race out the door. Don't race from your meditation room. Sit at least a quarter of the time and just put your focus here and make the spiritual eye just magnetic. And that magnet of the spiritual eye will draw the energy up from the spine to that point. And I'm sure you feel, I mean, you have to be built very differently if you don't feel anything here. There's before you see anything light or whatever, you feel a tingling or a vibration or a pulling here at the spiritual eye. This means the energy is focused there. Just bathe yourself in that vibration that you feel there. Just gaze there long, stay there a long time. And then you may begin to see the light there, the golden ring, and the blue field in the middle of the gold, and the silvery white five-pointed star in the middle of the blue. And just bathe yourself in the light, if you don't see light, in the vibration. But keep your focus up and look there for a long time. The energy will rise toward that magnet. And next is devotion, devotional chanting. Master said it's half the battle. Some people don't do it. Half the battle. Get recordings, put it on your phone. Listen to some chants before you go into your meditation. When you feel restless, put it on. Put on another chant. Go back into your meditation. Especially for long meditations, you may have to put that music on, the chants on a couple of times to just calm your mind, calm your body. Get a harmonium. Master said to Swamiji, you're going to have a long, hard road unless you get devotion. Swamiji went and got a harmonium. He started chanting. He completely changed himself through chanting. And I remember when we lived in Italy, we were starting to work there, and people were new. They didn't really know how to meditate. So our meditations guiding them were very brief. And I went to Swamiji, he was there with us. I said, Swamiji, all we do is chant here. We don't meditate, because I was used to longer meditations than half hour, whatever it was there. And he said, I'll never forget, he said, you need to chant. That was a lot underneath that. You need to do it, meaning don't put it off. You need to do it for yourself. And so I'll say the same to you all. You need to do it. So get an instrument if you can, or play the recordings, and you'll find that your meditation deepens almost immediately. How do you feel after kirtan? You don't want to talk. You don't want to see anybody. How do you feel when you're at the satsang? After the chanting, everybody's quiet, their eyes are closed. And it just is the feeling you get, because it opens the heart and it cleanses and purifies you and uplifts your consciousness. And let's remember, our gurus, Master, put his vibration in the chants. He sang them over and over and over till he felt the presence of God. Swamiji put his vibration into the chants, and he said all the music he wrote is attuned to Om. So you just start feeling the Om vibration. You can't help but go deeper if you chant. And finally, let's remember Guru Kripa. It's Guru Purnima is tomorrow. I believe it's tomorrow. And let's remember the grace. I mean, we're holding our cup up by doing all the practices we're talking about, but all we can do is hold our cup up. We can remain ready to receive God's blessings, to receive God's grace, to receive Guruji completely inside of ourselves. But remember, a master told one disciple, don't forget where your power is coming from. And he said, Marajas, he said, I know, Master, is coming from you. And how Master also said about Swamiji, look how I changed Walter. Wow, Swamiji thought he changed himself. We think, oh, I'm doing it. I'm meditating. Well, look how I changed Walter. And Master said, I'll give you lots of my good karma. Lots. He didn't say a little, lots of my good karma, so you can get there. And finally, when we open ourselves to that grace, once it just comes in. Swamiji said he was sitting, all he had to do was sit in Master's presence. Master could be talking about other things that were about seva that people were doing or something. And Swamiji, he said he just felt the energy rise up and just open, like his spiritual eye was just completely opening up. Meditate with the Guru. Meditate, look at Master's eyes. When open your eyes and see infinity in his eyes, feel him, his joy, his light filling you. And finally feel him. Not just what he has, he's come to give you himself. So don't stop at give me some light, give me some joy. Just say, Master, I want you to fill me completely. And that means God is filling you completely. And we would know then that the depth is there because it's Guru's blessings and grace. All of the Guru's blessings and grace to bring God into our consciousness. I want to read to close this excerpt from my Guru. And I was just remembering Swamiji saying that he felt Master meditating through him and doing Kriya through him. It's a wonderful thought that he's meditating through me. So close your eyes for this last part, and I'll read you just an excerpt from this beautiful poem, My Guru, that Master wrote for his Guru, Swami Sri Yukteswarji. Thou light of my life, thou camest to spread wisdom's glow over the path of my soul. Centuries of darkness dissolved before the shafts of thy luminous help. As a naughty baby, I cried for my mother divine, and she came to me as my Guru, Swami Sri Yukteswar. At that meeting, O my Guru, a spark flew from thee, and the faggots of my God craving, gathered through incarnations, smoldered and blazed into bliss. All my questions have been answered with thy flaming golden touch. Eternal, ever-present satisfaction has come to me through thy glory. My Guru, thou voice of God, I found thee in response to my soul cries. Slumbers of sorrow are gone, and I am awake in bliss. O Guru, thou didst bring me out of the bottomless pit of darkness into the paradise of peace. Our souls met after years of waiting. They trembled with an omnipresent thrill. We met here because we had met before. Together we will fly to his shores, where we will smash our planes of finitude forever and vanish into infinite life. Those were some excerpts from that poem, My Guru. Now I'll ask Nitendra to join me on the screen.
Thank you so much, Dhanaji. The poem was so beautiful. We have a few questions, Dhanaji. The first one is, how do I balance the length of meditation with the depth of meditation? because I tend to feel sleepy if I want to meditate for long. Will it help if I meditate with others?
I have to say, I've gone around to a lot of all the centers, and I've seen that people don't, a lot of people don't energize. So why are you sleepy? Your body's not prepared. So the preparation is important. The energization exercises are part of the path of Kriya Yoga. Energization, you have get energy. Hong Sa, you focus the energy. Om, you withdraw the energy. Kriya, you move the energy up to the spiritual eye. So if you don't have the energy to start with, how are you going to do all that? So I think people get sleepy, their mind is restless. I would say the answer for that is energize strongly. Really go for it. And just get to the part where you're dumping the body with energization. Not, I feel a little bit of tingling in my shoulder blades or between my shoulder blades. So, yeah. And for long meditation, you've got to really be prepared. So, if you're doing a short meditation, it's still energized, but uh, quality is more important than quantity. Do it well. Whatever you do, do it well. If you can do longer well, do longer well. But if you never challenge yourself, you're always saying, well, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow. Then you're old and you can't meditate as much. You can't sit and cross-legged anymore, and you can't, it's too late. So I would say get going now while you can. And you'll find that you'll be able to, if you just keep raising the bar and get with people who really meditate and aren't sleeping. And that's an important thing. I know in Gurgaon we have a long meditation, isn't it? Once a week, isn't it? I think
Yes.
every center has a long med. Go to the long meditation. Don't sit at home. Really. If you really want to go deep, you got to put out the time, the energy, the effort, and the will. Will meaning willingness.
Thank you, Dhanaji. The next one, Dhanaji, is at times when I get some different experiences, I get afraid to go into them or go deep. Is that okay? And even like seclusion kind of scares me. And I mean, I have heard of it, but never done it though.
Why don't you work up to a seclusion? The first thing is just have some time in silence at home. After you meditate, have an hour of silence. You have your breakfast, nobody's around. And why not get up a little earlier? Go to bed a little earlier, get up a little earlier. You're going to have to figure it out. And also there's phases in life where you can meditate more, other times you can't. When we were helping in Italy, we couldn't meditate a lot. That was 7 years of just trying to help other people meditate. And then after that, I went into the Kriya Sangha at Ananda village. I had to meditate more. So there's also phases that, you have more time, you don't have more time, and you have to figure that out. But if you get afraid, just call on Master. That's what I do. If something is too much for you, typically your emotions is going to dissolve it or diminish it or whatever. But if something's really strange, call on Master or look into his eyes on the photo on the altar. Seclusion, I would say, strong people who've been long time on the path. Like you, Natindra, you can do seclusion. Some people, they just got on the path, they're scared to death. So I would say just those, if you're brand new, just take an hour of silence once a week. And then as you're on the path longer, you naturally want more time to be with God and gurus and away from all the talk and restlessness and the people. And it just gets to be too much. So do what you can and go step by step.
Thank you, Dhanaji.
Once you get there, though, and you start doing seclusions, I think it's something I look forward to it, being alone. And you're not alone. That's the thing. You could be in a crowd and be alone. So you're alone with God and the gurus, and that's the best company.
Thank you, Dhanaji. Just one last question. So if I have, even if I try a lot and I'm sincere in my efforts, sometimes I do not see any light or hear any sound within. So what wrong could I be doing?
I think maybe your life is a bit outward. That's what I've seen here. But it could also be, Swamiji said, you can be highly advanced and not go for years rather and not see light. But as I said earlier, you got to feel something. I really, uh, there are things that happen in meditation that aren't light and sound. There's peace of just simply feeling peaceful is huge. Who feels peaceful out there? Nobody. Feeling calmness, that's huge. Feeling stillness, as we talked about today for the topic of today, that's huge. So don't aim for just, oh, I don't see anything, I don't hear anything. Do you feel more peaceful? Do you feel more quiet? Do you feel more uplifted? Do you feel more joyful? Is your life more happy? Are there more signs of God's presence in your life? You see, there's so many things. It's not as I don't see anything. And you can see somebody going through decades, still haven't seen anything because they're missing the boat. So just experience. And at a certain point, you don't care what happens. You're not saying, I got to feel this, my Kundalini's got to rise up and I got to go through the spiritual. You're just saying, Divine Mother, I love you. I don't care what happens. I'm here from love, out of love. I'm here. I'm not here begging for experiences and phenomena. So just be happy that Master's brought you on the path, brought you joy in your life, peace, brought you the experience of God, whatever it is, and brought you the presence of feeling God near you, guiding you, loving you, caring for you. I mean, there's so many gifts. We should never have our hand out looking for something more. Now, depth is something that comes naturally, which is why we're talking about it today. But you put your energy into it. The last point I'll say is God is always there. Divine Mother's always there. Master's always there. To those who think me near, I'll be near. So it's not like we're telling them, come, come, come. It's like, let's do our part to be there with them. When I asked Swamiji before his passing, would he be able to help us as much as he's helped us during his lifetime? He's given an amazing answer. He said, I really hope so. And I thought, gee, it's either yes or no, isn't it? But I really hope so. I understood what he meant. Surely I'm there, and surely I'll be there. Are you going to be there? There, we were at a satsang, and he said that to everybody. And I realized what he meant. Are you going to be there? So God is always there. Are we going to be there in that depth, in that stillness? God bless you all. Thank you, Natendra. Bye bye.